Does reselling actually have a slow season? In this video, I'm going to be going over what 2021 summer looked like. Did I actually have a slow in sales compared to last year? How has my business improved? And more importantly, what were the items that sold for $25 and over? Let's take a look. All right, guys, welcome back. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Ashley Wheeler, and I go by Ashley Wheeler of 8 on Instagram, as well as Ashley Wheeler 8 on eBay and Poshmark. And today we're going to be going over summer. Now, right now it is August 21st, and so I'm going to be looking at June 1st from August 20th and see, did I actually have a slowdown compared to the rest of the year? What did it look like comparatively to the year before? In total, net sales that we received on both Poshmark and eBay, we received $13,977.15. Remember, we've still got about 10 days left in August that I am not accounting for. Now, is this a slowdown compared to the rest of the year? Yes, it actually really hurt me. I have been scrambling my brain, trying to figure out all the possible reasons why we could have had a slowdown. But point blank, I just feel like there is truth behind a summer slowdown. And I feel like this year we felt it so much more, just given the fact that last year there were so many restrictions, so many people were in quarantine, and for the majority of 2021 thus far too. And so I really feel like the reason why I saw that slowdown had a little bit to do with the fact that everyone was spending their money on travels or events or different things like that. But let's be real. In May, I actually did take a step back a little bit myself. My listings per day definitely slowed down. My children's schools started to open up and have different engagements with the parents, as well as graduations came around the corner. And so I personally slowed down as well. So I could say all of this is just summer slowdown, but in actuality, when you look at the analytics of reselling, the work that you're doing today will translate anywhere from 30, 60 to 90 days later. And so I personally keep going back to me just being held responsible and going, in May and the first week or two of June, I did slow down. So I think that that's been a repercussion of that, which point blank, I then decided I needed to consistently list on a daily basis and just do the things that I know to do to continue sales. So in 2021, the total from June 21st to August 20th is $13,977.15. That is net. We sold 636 items over the course of these 2.5 months. Now, to break that down between June, July, and August, June was $5,180.77. July was $5,455.30. And then so far what we have in August is $3,341. Initially, I was a little discouraged because the rest of this year has been phenomenal, anywhere from 6, 7 to 8 net a month. 1,000, I should say. So when I decided to take a look at what 2020 summer looked like, it made me get things a little better perspective at that point. In June of 2020, we made $3,507.35. We, in July, made $4,366.80. Don't forget, this is net. And then in August, we made $5,483.10. So what does that tell me? Number one, the summer tends to be a little slower. When I take a look at the rest of the year, our slower months were in June and July. The second thing it shows me is August tends to start to speed up. That makes a lot more sense to me because people are starting to gather stuff for kids, going back to school, going to college. And so having that types of stuff in your store is always going to be very beneficial. The other thing that really started to pick up in August, which I know is in last year, August to September really helped with our sales, was hunting season. Anything that has to do with outdoor and hunting during this time frame is so good. These were the things that I took a look at between 2021 and 2020 that not only encouraged me to help me see that my store is continuing to grow year after year, but it also helped me realize that summer is just known to have a little bit of a slowdown. Today, when we're going to start talking about the sales portions, that's going to be only on Poshmark. We're going to take a look at what sold over $25 in the month of June, July, and half of August to help you guys kind of see what is selling right now. I know we're about to go into another season, but I guarantee you're going to be surprised. Some of these items that are selling right now, hands down, are going to be selling in fall and winter. Let's get into that part. So the first thing we're going to look at is this Vince Camuto green leather drawstring bag. I sold this item for $31. After the fees, my earnings were $23.30, and this one sold August 19th. This was an item that I've actually had for a while, and in fact, I am not a big person in wanting to sell purses anymore because I feel like it takes forever for them to sell, and I don't know a whole lot about them. It's really hard for me to describe them, as well as it's hard to store. When they sell, they are always beautiful, and I'm so happy to see them go, but yeah. I don't pick up as many purses anymore or spend my time really being educated in purses just because of the space. The next item is this Free People purple midi dress. It was lace, or I'm sorry, it had lace on it, but it also was a silk dress. It was so beautiful. I actually didn't have it up for that long. It sold for $35, and after Poshmark fees, I made $26.50. The next item that sold was this bodysuit. It was a Entherlampathy? I have no idea how to say that. This was actually my first time ever trying to sell this brand. It was something that I had recently received in a wholesale box, and so I was very happy to see that it moved quickly. It sold for $32, and after Poshmark fees, I made $24.10. My next item is these Under Armour men's blue highlight football shoes. This absolutely makes sense because it is something that sold August 18th, so we are right around football season. These were brand new in the box. I actually got these at Dick's Sporting Goods probably about a year ago now. There was this huge clearance that happened with both soccer and football cleats, and my husband and I snagged a ton of them. And they've been slowly but surely selling, and for really great prices. So I would absolutely do that again. They sold for $45, and after Poshmark fees, I made $36. This next item was not listed for very long. It was this LNDR sports bra. I actually got this out of a wholesale box. It was from Fashion Without Trashin. This was a brand new to me. I'd never heard of this athletic brand before, but I was really happy to have a different brand that I didn't know anything about and be able to investigate a little further. This sold for $30, and after Poshmark fees, I made $24. I'm gonna be honest, this next item I was really surprised to have sold for $25. This was a J. Crew Factory men's button-up shirt. J. Crew doesn't sell for me as well as it used to, but this just really goes to show that it can still be a really good bread and butter. I did have this item for a while. I don't remember where I got it, probably like a Goodwill, maybe even the Goodwill outlet, because that's something I'll pick up there. It sold for $25, and after Poshmark fees, I made $20. This item I was so happy to see go. This is Obeo brown leather sheepskin boots. I believe my husband picked these up at a standard Goodwill. They sold for $30, and after Poshmark fees, there was $24 left with us. We've had this item for a while, so I was very happy to see it go. I love selling boots, but when they sell, it makes me even happier because I can make room for more shoes. And I just want to point out right there, that sold August 17th. And this is on Poshmark, you guys. This platform is not around the world. It is just in the United States, Canada, and moving forward into some other countries soon. But that being said, seeing items like that selling in the hottest parts of the year really goes to show that you can sell anything any time of the year. My next item was something that I was very happy I found at the Goodwill outlet. It was this Nike elastic waist jumpsuit. I don't know why I said elastic waist, but it was almost like a chambray. It was a full jumpsuit, zipped up, I believe, from your waist up. It was just such a unique Nike piece, and I love selling Nike. So I was really happy to get this item up because I love all the unique Nike pieces we can find. This one sold for $30, and after Poshmark fees, I made $24. Next, we have a really amazing sale. This was an American Eagle Outfitters hot pink knit new sweater, new with tags. This sold for $40, and I netted $32. I loved this piece because it was actually something that I got out of my Jo Mar palette. It was something that when I saw it, I was like, it might do well. I did not expect to see $40 from this one. When I saw this item in the thrift store, I knew that we had to get it. It was a Vans plaid flannel jacket. It actually had, like, it was a coat almost. It had more of like a puffer feel to the inside. It wasn't just like a standard button up. And this sold for $39. After Poshmark fees, I made $31.20, and this was not listed very long. This actually sold August 14th, and I want to say that we listed this item at the beginning of August. This is a tried and true brand. We've got these Tevas 9.5 teal strapped shoes. This is something that's super typical for the summertime. They sold for $31, and after Poshmark fees, we made $23.30. This was a new to me brand. We've got these I'm not even gonna try at this point. I'm gonna put the name right here. These were black sandals, and we've actually had these ones for a while. I was very happy to see them go. They sold for $45, and after Poshmark fees, we made $34.50. I'm not sure if I'd pick them up again, though. I don't know if maybe we should have relisted them. Perhaps it just had to do with the size. They were a size 6, but all told, I was really surprised at how long we held on to these. Next, we have these American Eagle jeans. If you haven't heard me talk about American Eagle before, definitely hear me out. American Eagle is still a very sought after brand. I can't tell you how many times when I'm talking to people asking about different styles or something that'll fit my waistline, American Eagle is constantly recommended. It's a tried and true brand. People know their styles, people know what they like, and it's kind of like the right brand that has all of the different types of lipstick colors. Like, people can go to this every shape and size and find something that's going to fit them. This was something that I've been picking up, primarily focusing on what are the in styles on trend for 2021. This was an item that was high-waisted, it was distressed, and it also had some raw hem, the super high-rise jeggings. So obviously we know that like skinny jeans are kind of going out, but then you also have the generation who refuses to let them go out. So this item sold for $25, and we end up, after Poshmark fees, netting $20. These were also a size 14, so bear that in mind too. Think about having larger, all variation sizes. Very beneficial. The next item that sold was August 11th. It was the Adidas cleats, these red cleats. They were $31 sold, and we had earnings of $24.80. I said that's so incredibly weird, but we're going with it. I am also losing my light. This was a part of my Show Me Your Muumuu dress box that I received from Jomar Wholesale, and these items have just kind of been trickling in sales. This one sold for $48, and I netted $38.40 after Poshmark fees. Next, we have this Joseph A. sweater cardigan. I actually feel like this was new typed. I cannot remember. It sold for $25, and after Poshmark fees, we netted $20. Joseph A. is a Nordstrom brand. If it's a good deal, I do like to pick it up, but I don't expect a super high price in the resale market just because it tends to be a little more of a matured brand. Next, we have this Patrons of Peace romper. This sold for $25. We netted $20 after Poshmark fees. This came from the outlet. This was the Lululemon Turtle High sweater, sold for $40, and after Poshmark fees, we netted $32. I mean, need I say more? Lululemon is still on fire, especially if you find some of the newer styles. They will always sell, they'll sell quickly, and they will sell for good money. This was an item that I was pleasantly surprised to get $25 for. This was a Banana Republic pencil skirt, and as I've kind of mentioned in some of my other videos, skirts aren't moving nearly as much for me anymore. So when I get $25 for it, I'm pretty satisfied with that. Next, we have this Athleta navy long sleeve dress. This was like a sweater dress. It was very nice and thick. I loved it. I got one in red and one in blue at a thrift store. They were side by side to each other. This sold for $31, and after Poshmark fees, we made $22.34. And I should address the elephant in the room. Well, I mean, change in scenery. My husband has been employed to do wildfire season this summer. It came as a major shock to us, which is why you guys hadn't heard anything about it. He has been working for, I think, about 30 days straight at this point. And he was just told last week that he was going to have an extension. So he needed me to bring him some stuff. 5 or 6 hours later, here I am. So I am getting some sourcing done on this trip, as well as helping him with some items that he was needing since he can't get a day off, the poor man. So if you know any firefighters, they're fighting hard this season, so I hope that you're cheering them on. It has definitely been a fun journey, and I'm really thankful that I get to spend a couple days with him while at the same time going sourcing in a new area. And if that doesn't pique your interest at all, I hope that just saying, if this is adding value to you, hit that subscribe button. but you will be notified soon if you hit that bell too of when a video is going to come up of the items that I've gotten on this trip. I'm pretty happy to show you guys. The next item that sold were these Dickie Jr. new work pants. So story, I got these out of the merch unboxing, which I didn't actually upload that video because it wasn't the best box, and I was doing the best I could to work with their customer service. I wanted to give the full picture of what occurred when I did that unboxing. So initially this box was $25 an item, but after I explained what I received and let the customer service know, they actually ended up refunding me. So it was as if I purchased the standard box, which made each item in that box down to $8, which I'm really glad about because this item sold for $25, and after Poshmark fees, I made $20. So with the cost of goods being $8 over $20, it was definitely worth it in the end. The next item that sold was this Lulu's bridal dress. I really liked this dress. It was so pretty and actually very comparable to what my Show Me Your Moo dresses were sold at. This one sold for $65, and after Poshmark fees, I made $52. Also, forgive me, yet again, we are at a hotel. There are people walking around. There are cars coming into the parking lot, and there are motorcycles who are flying by this place. So I hope you're not hearing it as much as I can hear it. This room is also getting dark too, so let me turn on this light and hopefully get better lighting. Okay, now I don't feel like I'm squinting. The next item that sold was this Harper jumpsuit. It was $25, and after Poshmark fees, we made $20. This was an item that I believe I received out of another Nordstrom wholesale box and didn't sell for a whole lot. Again, this is more of like a house brand, but I was still very happy to see it go to a new home. This was one of those items that I was saying, you're gonna be surprised that this is selling during the summer because you would think it would sell in the fall and the winter. But this was this Steve Madden, I believe it was like a 3-in-1. It had, so scarf and a beanie hat. This sold for $42, and after Poshmark fees, I made $33.60. The thing I loved about this was it came in that Quick Lots general merchandise palette. If you saw that video, which I will link it here or here if you didn't see it, but I received a lot of hats in that box. And I was very happy to have that because we typically love to sell outdoor stuff. So this really fit our store very well, and pleasantly surprised at that price. Next, we have this All Saints shirt. It was just a very basic, simple with kind of like a front tie shirt. It was an extra small, sold for $32, and after Poshmark fees, we made $25.60. Next, we have this Nanette Lepore suit. It was both blazer and a skirt. Loved it. I actually found this at the Goodwill outlet. I found both of them at 2 different places. So I was really happy to combine these together and get a sale of $52, which after Poshmark fees, we made $39.14. And actually the person put a comment and said, wow, I love it even more in person. Thank you for shipping it so fast, which I don't go back often. Tell me, comment down below. Are you someone who goes back and checks out your reviews on eBay or checks the reviews that you get or the stars even on Poshmark? I would totally love to hear that conversation. I have my own opinions about those things, but I'd love to hear from you and maybe be able to start that conversation there. Next, we have this True & Co. seamless padded bra. I actually have one of these and I freaking love it. I actually got this out of the Quick Lots box too, so I was really happy to see a $28 sale. After Poshmark fees, we ended up with $19.94, which with that whole box, I believe it ended up being like $1.50, if not $2 per item. So I still like that even at $19 for netting. This item I was so happy to see go. It's these all leather high boots. I've had this brand before. I've had these boots for such a long time. I was so ready to see them go. It's definitely something I would still predict to happen in the fall, but alas, it is July 30th, and that's when they sold. Sold for $56, and after Poshmark fees, we made $42.34. Next, we have this Polo Ralph Lauren new beanie hat, and could you guess? It came from that Quick Lots palette. I was actually really surprised, you guys. Once I started to get some of those items listed, I saw some really good sales. This item sold for $46. After Poshmark fees, we netted $36.80. This was a bundle, so even if you split up these 2 items, they sold for $30 a piece. And again, could you guess it? It was these Under Armour cleats. Once again, they were boys size 1 and size 5. Makes total sense why they're selling right now. I would 110% purchase these items again if they were on clearance. Next, we have this Eileen Fisher tank. This was a very basic, but I typically see Eileen Fisher just be solid colors. It had this like asymmetric top. The hem, here we go. It sold for $44, and after Poshmark fees, I made $35.20. Ooh, I was happy to see this item go. This was a Free People brand new tagged cream knit cardigan. I really loved this item. It sold for $45. After Poshmark fees, I made $36. Next is this Show Me Your Moo dress. It was this maroon bridesmaid's dress. It sold for $63. And after Poshmark fees, I made $50.40. Okay, intermission. Okay, it is officially the next day. I am so tired. My husband has gone now. He is back on the fire. I just dropped him off this morning. It was fun to be able to see him and get that quality time, but he never got done until like 8 o'clock at night. So we definitely stayed up so much longer just to have time together. I'm so tired. The next item that sold over $25 is this Columbia. I think they were kids. What I liked about this one was they had like the fur lining, and they also had the padding, the Omni Heat. That's what it was. They were waterproof, just a really good item. But funny enough, you guys, yet again, they sold July 22nd. The next item that sold, I was very happy to see go. Show Me Your Moo is a really good brand when it comes to their bridal line, but when it comes to just some of their basics, I don't find the brand often, so I haven't really had a lot of chances to try out their dresses, but their tops don't always sell quickly for me anymore. However, this item ended up selling for $53, and after Poshmark fees, I netted $42.40. This item was new and tagged, but it took so long for it to sell. This item came from my Jomar wholesale palette. This was a Generation Love new with tagged item. This item sold for $30, and I ended up, after Poshmark fees, netting $24. It was just a basic like tie-dyed short sleeve shirt. I got a lot of Generation Love out of that Jomar palette, and so it was really fun to try out that brand. This next sale actually had 3 in the bundle, but it was $90 for 3 items, so basically equated out, it's about $30 an item. The first item was this Lafayette, there we go, I can say that for a minute, 148. It was a navy open front cardigan. The next item was this rabbit yellow kind of lacy fit and flare dress, and then another fit and flare dress by Loft. So the fact that like each item equated to $30 was pretty handy. The kind of the bigger item, the costly item out of that was the Lafayette 148. So I feel like I probably could have gotten $20 to $25 on those other 2 items, especially like the Loft. But that's what I love when people bundle items like this together, because it's like, take that kind of lower end bread and butter item in with a designer item. They feel like they get a really good deal out of it, but I also feel like I probably got more money out of some of those other items that I may have not gotten in any other way. Next item up is this Columbia hot pink kids jacket. I really like this item. I love picking up Columbia. We find it a lot, especially when we go out to the Portland area, but only grabbing it at the outlets. Anytime we try to grab Columbia, for the most part, especially like coats in the stores, they easily are priced at $20 to $25. It's madness. This ended up selling for $35. After Poshmark fees, it was $26.50. Next item is this Pendleton button down. It was this nice plaid. To me, when I was feeling it, it actually felt relatively new, like it hadn't been washed yet. It sold for $31, and after Poshmark fees, we netted $23.30. This was an item that I'm pretty darn sure I either got out of a Jomar box that I've had like for over a year, or my very first Fashion Without Trash box. I cannot remember, but this was a new to me brand. It's called Issues New York, or Issue, yeah, no plural, New York. This really nice teal dress that had like sheer nude lining on the back as well as on the sides. It was a size medium. It sold for $45, and after Poshmark fees, I netted $36. I totally think the reason why that took so long for it to sell was just given the circumstances. Not many people were going out. It ended up selling. It sold for good money. I don't think I would really harp on how long it took to sell, because I just feel like it was just circumstances that it took that long. Next item, over $25, was this Banana Republic double-breasted, I think it's black. Yeah, pea coat. This one was more of like a thicker wool coat. I don't always like to pick up Banana Republic unless it's something like this, where it's a little bit more higher end or more quality item that I could probably push for a higher price point. It retailed for $120, sold for $30, and after Poshmark fees, we netted $24. The next item is this Eileen Fisher merino wool sweater. If you've been around here for a minute, know that I love Eileen Fisher. This is the brand that I can have just a very simple, basic, like this long sleeve shirt that sells for $30. It's a very consistent seller around that. It's anywhere between like 30 to 50, if not 60, depending on if it's like a knitted cardigan or sweater. This brand just always sells for more than $25 for me, and I love it for that reason. Next item, I always pick up this brand, and I'm such a sucker for this brand. I like got to lay low and really check my comps on a regular basis. It is Circus by Sam Edelman, and I pick up either the Circus or just the standard one. These were a really cute, I think new. They sold for $27, and after Poshmark fees, we netted $21.60. We did also get a love note that said packaged nicely and as described. So that's good to know. This next piece was Ankle Booties by Madden Girl. These were a leopard print, and we actually got these, I think, at Burlington in Spokane, so probably more than a year ago at this point. I had multiples of this item. They sold for $25. After Poshmark fees, we netted $20. This brand, Nick and Zoe. So, I mean, it was still a great seller. It sold for $27. So after Poshmark fees, we netted $21.26. We had a love note that said it was a gorgeous sweater. But Nick and Zoe for me just, oh my gosh, I sit on this brand for such a long time. I think I've had this item probably since the beginning of this year, so not that long compared to some of the others. This one's new with tagged, and I did pay up for this item. So would I do it again? I'm actually really kind of staying clear from this brand unless I get it in a wholesale box. I just don't feel like it moves as quickly as I would like it to. Even though it retails for such a good amount, it does not resell for a lot. This next item was BCBG is it Maxaria, or do you pronounce the Z? Please tell me, don't hate on me. These were a nude size 6 heels. They ended up selling for $36, and after Poshmark fees, we netted $27.30. Had a really good rating on this one as well. This next item just really made me happy because I've actually sold out of this brand. This was the Brixton leather cap. This one was a little more unique compared to my other Brixtons, but I think in total I had 4 Brixtons hats that I received from the Quick Lots general merchandise palette. This one sold for $30, and after Poshmark fees, it was $24. I went back and forth with this, you guys. Like I kind of said in my general merchandise palette, I feel like I'm going to get my money back, but I just also feel like it was really full of a lot of junk. So would I do it again? Definitely not. I feel like it's such a hit and miss with that company that if there was an issue and a problem, you're totally fighting for it, and I don't think it's worth it. But I am thankful that in me having took a chance, I'm seeing profitability from that palette. The next item is Bisou. I like to pronounce things kind of odd sometimes, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm very easily amused. It was this hot pink dress, very typical for the summer to sell. It sold for $28, and my earnings were $20.90, and actually my love note says, thank you for shipping in time before my vacations. This next one was a bundle of 2 Columbia girls coats. These were a little thicker coats, specifically white and black plaid one. That one was almost like a snow coat. I actually believe both of them were. This was a bundle for $50, which breaks down to $25 an item, and after Poshmark fees, I made $40. Yet again, we have another American Eagle cardigan that ended up selling for $25, and after Poshmark fees, I made $20. This was another one that I received out of the Jomar palette, and I was happy that it sold for over $25. Granted, again, it was new tagged. These were an item that just made me really happy. I've had them for a minute, and so I was really glad to see them sell for $40. After Poshmark fees, we netted $32. Nike Pegasus running sneakers. They were gray and purple. Next, we have this Prairie Underground dress. I was so stinking excited when I found this one, and I actually found it at the Goodwill outlet. I remember going into a bin that had like hardly anything in it, and just laying right at the top was this dress. And I was so excited because I've never found this brand before, and it sold for a really great price. It was $35. After Poshmark fees, I netted $28, and we actually had a love note saying fabulous and thank you, a new tunic for the fall and winter. The next item that sold for over $25 was this LL Bean reversible vest. I've had this one for a minute. My husband loves to pick up these items, and I have a love-hate relationship with them because they take a minute to sell, but they sold for $28. After Poshmark fees, we netted $19.94. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this was another outlet find, so it was most certainly worth that sell price. Next, we have these Free People 27 black, size 27, straight leg cropped denim. I like picking up Free People. I love picking up the jeans specifically. These ones sold for $32. After Poshmark fees, we made $23.14. Someone said just as pictured, thank you. Joseph Ribkoff, this beautiful blue button-down asymmetric top sold for $49, and after Poshmark fees, I made $39.20. I don't know if you guys know, but prior to me going full-time in reselling, like having my full-time income coming from reselling, I was formerly working at an investment firm, and I still am on call with a different financial advisor, same company, different advisor, and that advisor's mom just so happened to know what it is that I do. She kind of got filled in one day, and she is also an advisor. So one day she reached out to me and said, hey, I've lost a ton of weight. I have a ton of clothing that I would love to get rid of. I generally just donate it to Goodwill. Would you like them? And I was like, I know who you are. I know your office. I am most certainly sure that you have really good stuff. So I ended up picking up her stuff, and I think in total I had 3 or 4 Joseph Ribkoff like dresses or tops, and then I had a Johnny Was top. Like, I was so happy. That has been such a profitable go to pick up. Definitely tell people what it is that you do if you feel comfortable to share it. I'm thankful I did because it paid off. I ended up getting this item gifted to me, and I received $39.20 just from this blouse alone. Next is this long sleeve Drew striped dress. It was a button-up dress. I want to say this one was also new and tagged. I did have pockets. That's a beautiful thing. It sold for $25, and after Poshmark fees, I made $20. That's my sweet spot. I love when something sells for $25 because I know that I'm going to get $20 off of it. Next is a very surprising over $25 order. Well, I guess it sold for $25. It was this Loft Career top, and I really liked this one. It was very unique. I want to say I actually got this one at the outlet. If not, I may have gotten it in a wholesale box. Loft is not something that I'm unwilling to pick up. If it's a good quality, if it's a good style, if it's priced right, then I'm willing to pick it up. These are the bread and butters that kind of keep my stores going. Banana Republic and Loft specifically, like I'm picky on those brands, but they're good sellers still for me. So food for thought. Next, speaking of Banana Republic, next we have this Banana Republic size 0 asymmetric zipped jacket. I really liked this one. This was kind of like, you could almost wear it casually or as like career wear, but it was like a stretchy, it wasn't a blazer, but it was a stretchy jacket, which was super cool. This one sold for $25. Next, we have this white pair of Joe's jeans. These sold for $40, and after Poshmark fees, we made $32. I say we a lot, you guys. I apologize. I continue to think about my husband and I. We do this together as much as he can. These were white, straight-legged, distressed jeans. These were new and tagged, which I think really helped call for that higher price point. Next again is these Nike new in the box 6 youth cleats, football cleats. These ended up selling for $45, and after Poshmark fees, we made $36. I'm gonna say this over and over again. We obviously had to buy these items at a sporting goods store after season, so you hold on to them a little longer, but we probably spent, I mean, we averaged out that whole trip, and so I think the trip in and of itself was like $3 an item, but even at the stores, these were only like $5 new in the box, and we're getting anywhere from like $36 to $45. Worth it if you have the space to store them. This next item was Hudson jeans. Hudson's are hit and miss for me, you guys. I would definitely, if you're considering Hudson's, I would look up the style to determine if it's worth getting. Hudson used to do so much better than what it does now, for me specifically. They ended up selling for $30, and after Poshmark fees, I made $24. This next item is ASOS Romper, super cute, sold for $28, loved the style, and after Poshmark fees, I made $22.40. Next, we have Jouer. Oh, this brand. I have a love-hate relationship with this brand. This brand sells retail for so much. In fact, this was actually a new with tagged dress, and I'm pretty sure I had the retail price. I want to say it was like $225, something like that. This was a linen dress. No, stand corrected. $298. And you guys, it sold for $35. If you like the brand yourself, go onto eBay and Poshmark and find Jouer, because the retail does not equate to the resell. It is so bad. So had I not gotten this out of a wholesale box, I would have 110% passed on it, because this is constant with Jouer. It either sits in my closet forever or it ends up not really selling for a whole lot. White House Black Market. So this is another brand that I would say, if you get the right items, it's a good bread and butter brand. This sold for $27. This is just like a basic pair of slacks, you guys. It's mid-rise boot cut though, so that's kind of more in style right now. After Poshmark fees, I made $20.10. Oh my gosh, the amount of times. Okay, so I'm only focusing obviously on Poshmark this time, but during the summer, oh my gosh, between eBay and Poshmark, we sold a ton of snow pants, waterproof pants. These Columbia men's tech waterproof sold for $25. After Poshmark fees, we made $20. We find these all the time at the outlet, specifically kind of in the Portland metro area. So if you're out there, keep an eye out for them. This person said they were in perfect shape. Thank you. These were very lightweight. Had these ones actually sold on eBay, the shipping would have been so much cheaper. Next, yet again, we've got an American Eagle high-rise super stretch jeggings. These sold for $25. After Poshmark fees, they were $20. I think the last pair I told you guys was size 14. This was a size 10. Those larger sizes are definitely hot sellers for me. Next, we have another pair of Joe's jeans. It's kind of funny because I think someone commented on my Jomar palette and says that Joe's jeans don't move anymore. And here in just the summertime, I had one that sold for, I think it was 40, and then this one that sold for 60. These were also new with tagged. They sold for 60, and after Poshmark fees, I netted $45.50. Oh my gosh. Oh, I was so glad to see these go. I have done so many different things with this pair. I'm not a fan of Banana Republic shoes, at least in my experience thus far. These were some really cute slip-on shoes, but I am pretty sure I purchased these when I first started reselling. Like, I think I've even tried to send them to ThredUp. I've tried so many different things. They ended up selling for $25. I would not do it again. And I, after Poshmark fees, made $20. Next, we have this one state jumpsuit. If I'm not mistaken, I think this was also new and tagged. Yes, this one was also new and tagged. Super pretty jumpsuit, sold for $45. I did use the stock photo for this one because you kind of needed the stock photo to show how this item looked. And after Poshmark fees, I made $36. These ones were a husband find at the Goodwill outlet. These sold for $28. They were the women's convertible casual cargo pants. He picked this up because this was new and tagged, and on the tag it showed that it came from REI and it sold for $45. So, or I mean, it was retailed for $45. He loves these types of pants himself, so he ended up giving the women's ones a try. And like I said, after Poshmark fees, we made $20.90. So at the outlet, it was worth purchasing. This was such a fun line. I was so excited to see this when I got this out of the Jomar palette. It's the American Eagle collab with Young Money. I loved that because I just grew up with that in high school with the Young Money, and I did some research and I'm pretty sure it is the Young Money I was thinking it was. Loved this tie-dye. This sweater was so heavy. It was immensely thick. It's a men's extra large, but I'm so glad it sold on Poshmark because it would have been very expensive than on eBay. And I love this. Someone had a love comment, said, excellent and better than I expected in all the ways. I loved this sweater. I loved this line. It was so much fun, and I was really happy to see this go quickly. Sold for $30, and after Poshmark fees, we made $24. This brand I love to pick up, but this was also one that I had sitting for a minute. It's DSTLD. This was black mom skinny jeans, but I had this one for a minute. I was kind of bummed. This was new and tagged, It sold for $28, so after Poshmark fees, I made $22.40. This next one is another jumpsuit. I sold quite a lot of jumpsuits, bodysuits, rompers through the summer, very expected. This sold for $60. This was a size 14, and after Poshmark fees, we made $48. This was such a pretty jumpsuit. I really liked this one, and this was another one that we had to get. We had to get this stock photo because, oh my gosh, I could not get this item to look right on the wall. Next, we have these J. Crew toothpick skinny jeans. This was more of like the cursive J. Crew logo, so I think it was a little more newer. They sold for $26, and after Poshmark fees, we made $19.30. So I'm assuming I probably sent, I sent an offer plus discounted shipping, which is why it was under $20. Next, we have these New Balance all-terrain lace-up shoes. These had like a camo look to them, and my husband actually wore these for a little bit. We had purchased these at the outlet. He wanted to give these ones a try, but after wearing them a few times, he realized he still gravitated more towards his boots than lace-ups. These ended up selling for $38, and after Poshmark fees, we made $30.40. Next are these Zara pink pants. I'm gonna be honest, Zara is probably also within that like cluster of Banana Republic, Loft. I love this brand. I feel like Zara is definitely on trend. It's still fast fashion, so that part kind of drives me crazy, but it's like in my brain an upper tier from like H&M and Forever 21. This one sold for $39. After Poshmark fees, I made $30.20. Next, we have these Free People leggings, and actually I've had a couple questions about if I've ever purchased from Fox Liquidation before, and the answer is yes. I purchased a Free People movement box. I wanted to give Fox Liquidation a try, and leave it down in the comments below if you'd be interested in me purchasing like either a larger box or a pallet. I've been on their site kind of searching for a little while now. I love it because it's manifested, and so you can actually look through and see what every item is going to be in the box, and that's what I did with this Free People movement box. I'm really surprised though. I felt like I sat on these items so much more. I think I got it fall of last year because my thought process was during the beginning of the year when the New Year's would hit, I would see a lot more of these things selling, but they didn't. However, this still sold for $45, and after Poshmark fees, I made $36. So it was worth getting this box. Yet again, we have another Free People movement navy leggings. These ones ended up selling for $28, and after Poshmark fees, we made $22.40. Leave in the comments below if you would like to see more of like a quarterly what sold video and me alter back and forth between like Poshmark and eBay. That way I can kind of explain more of like what one platform did over another platform, or if you'd like me to have them joined together. I'd love to get your thoughts around it. I'm still trying to play around of what way I should do what sold videos, or if this is even valuable to you. So definitely leave that in the comments below. I'd love to start that conversation, and I'll see you friends next week. Bye.